Despite the critical acclaim and mastery of Scorsese's true greats, he never really got the box office hits until he made Cape Fear, which was right after he made one of his all-time greats, Goodfellas. My name is Jeremy, and I host Listening to the Movies on 101.7 Civil Radio or on www.civl.ca. I play classic hits from great film soundtracks, and last Thursday, I played Goodfellas. Released in 1990, Goodfellas follows the rise and fall of Henry Hill and the New York mob from the 1950s all the way through to the 1980s. The film features an all-star cast with Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Ray Liotta. The film not only follows the lifestyles and the activities of the mob, but also the wives' parts in their gangster husbands' lives, as well as the honor and the treachery of the mob itself. Based on the book written by the actual Henry Hill, Goodfellas is an excellent representation of the mob life. Scorsese finds that every detail is important and needs to be told, but you don't feel overbloated, and if anything, you want more. From parking cars and making calls on payphones, we see Henry start out as a young boy who grows up to be a big contender in the mob. We see his associations with gangsters like Jimmy Conway, played by Robert De Niro, and Tommy DeVito, played by a very angry little Joe Pesci. Despite a lengthy film, lots of the dialogue was improvised, which helps give the film a realistic feel, and at times, great humor. For instance, there is a scene where Tommy is telling a story and making everyone laugh. Henry then says, "You're a funny guy." Tommy suddenly changes face and in fact becomes very angry with the accusation and begins to question Henry very threateningly. But then he breaks and starts laughing at the whole situation. That was all improvised, and moments like that are what makes this film so genuine. It makes the mob life interesting by showing not only what they did, but how it affected their families and themselves. The acting on everyone's part is amazing. I feel that De Niro and Pesci just steal the whole show. De Niro just oozes cool as Conway, and Pesci's change from happy to angry is so sudden and violent that it's incredible to watch. I fully agree with his Oscar win, but I feel that he deserved it more for Casino, which was actually my first Scorsese mobster experience. Maybe it was because he was in it more and that he played the same kind of character that he did in Goodfellas. I just found that he was an awesome character that you wanted to hate, but he was so good at what he did that you had to enjoy him. Scorsese is one of those directors I think that can be as well known for his soundtracks as Quentin Tarantino. The soundtrack CD only has 12 songs on it, but in reality the film probably had somewhere around 50. The mix of 50s, 60s, and 70s classic hits, like from Tony Bennett, Aretha Franklin, and the Rolling Stones, all help make this film more enjoyable. Another thing I like about Goodfellas is that it has probably one of the most memorable openers, in my opinion. You see a bloodied up guy in the trunk of a car getting stabbed repeatedly and then shot. Then you hear Ray Liotta say, "From as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster," slams the trunk down, and Rags to Riches just blasts through the speakers. I think you should see this movie. You may be a bit hesitant at first with all the language and the blood, but it is truly a great mobster movie, if not one of the best of all time. If you want to listen to the recording of the show, click the first link in the description. The link may not work as yet because Civil is having a bit of issues with the podcast system, but that should be fixed shortly. If you want to check out what I play next, like the Facebook page that is also in the description. Right after the show ended, I actually went out and saw Gangster Squad, so check out my review right here if you want to do that. Thanks for watching, guys.